Okay, so off the shelf, La Bataille de Vauchamps from ATO, and we are looking at the melee assault phase. We're going to have some coalition hussar light cavalry attempt to melee some French light infantry in skirmish formation. So first step of the melee resolution is we're going to total up all the attacking units' melee values and apply all modifiers. We'll take a look at that. Okay, first things first, we have our attacker right there. I'm going to turn over to its specific side, and so on the left, top to bottom, there may be 3 numbers, and I just remember it by alphabetical order: combat or fire value, melee value, and morale value, top to bottom. Now there is no top number, so there's no fire value. So the second one down, or the first one listed here, the 25 is the melee value and 16 is the morale, which I think lower is better. So actually these Silesian hussars have really great morale, if I remember correctly. But we have a melee value of 25. That's what we're starting with, and we go to the player aid cards, and you got a unit melee strength modifiers. I think this is the only place that they are presented like this, so we go right across this: unit disordered, infantry unit routed, cavalry unit routed, cavalry unit in which the owning player does not wish to increase the unit's fatigue level. Current lance bonus, no, we don't have that. Assaulting defender through, flank hex side, rear hex side. Heavy cavalry, no. Infantry unit, no. Cavalry versus infantry in square, no. Unit is in road march formation, no. No. Unit is in skirmish formation, no. Units deployed in 2 hexes, no. Cavalry in general, or no. No, this is cavalry in column. Cavalry unit charge 3 hexes in a straight line, no. Heavy cavalry versus light cavalry. Okay, so none of these apply, so it should be a straight. Well, I'll wait till we get to that. So the strength is, I guess, just the base 25. Then we have total up all the defending units' melee values. So here we have the light. We have the light infantry in skirmish formation, 6, 5, 26. So 6 is the fire value, 5 is the melee value, 26 is the morale value. While we're looking at it, 2 is the range on the right middle. That's the range, and the little trumpet there means that it's a skirmisher symbol. Okay, so its melee value is 5. Okay, so then we do an odds ratio. Column shifts. Whoa. Okay, there is a mention of a column shift, and I do see one on the other melee combat modifiers. Otherwise, you have a die roll modifier for attacking or defending leaders, morale modifier. Okay. Don't have that here, so is it 25 to 5? A flat 5 to 1? I guess so. So, we have a full page melee combat results table, and the highest column is 5 to 1. They roll a 62, which I think is very, very good. Higher is better. So 62, we have that shaded. I guess the shading is just to distinguish the DS from DR. So we have just barely made a DS. And then these are, we actually have on the player aid charts, we have a melee results table. So DS, the attackers or defenders units surrender and are removed permanently from play. Wow, so we just barely got they were run down and gave up. Huh. So, again, I'm gonna, I wonder if surrendered units are handled differently. But anyways, that is defender surrenders. I didn't mention at all, but it also doesn't apply. There are pre-melee morale checks for defender and attacker, as I understand it, but they're not used at all in cavalry charges, as one would imagine. Okay, so there is advance after combat. They were in column. Now, I guess it's, I guess when it says, when units advance into a vacated hex, they must adopt a unified facing and formation. I guess, is that implying that you can do a formation change at this time? Well, actually, if you, I don't know about that. I have no idea, but I'm just gonna leave, them like that. But and for that matter, oh, it's May, so advance after. I'd almost think that a charge would not be a choice to advance. So I may have missed something, but it looks kind of strange. It looks like it's voluntary, but seems especially looks strange, especially since they forced those light infantry to surrender. Seems strange that that they wouldn't have to advance, but again, I easily could have missed something. But one thing that's clear is from this example, and it could be very misleading, but from this example, it looks like a good use of your light cavalry to clear away skirmishers. Okay, time out. I completely misspoke, and I misspoke so bad that I'm actually rewinding and going to redo this. This was not right. The whole no pre-melee morale checks obviously applies to the charge over here, not the normal melee here. So what I did is when I went to check for retreat before melee and figured out that the light, the skirmishing infantry cannot retreat before melee from the hussars there, I should have gone back to the main sequence. Instead, I went forward to the melee resolution. So I'm going to go back to the sequence of an individual melee assault and pick up step 3. So if assaulting units are still adjacent to defending target units, the defender then makes a pre-melee morale check. Okay, so yeah, now I'm picking up step 3 again. The French light infantry need to pass need to check for a pre-melee morale. Okay, so I think we go back to our reasons for morale checks table on the player aid card and come down here to pre-melee. Defender, not cavalry or any unit defending in general order. I think that's us, so it's 1 plus 3. Table's 1 plus 3. Going on your table 1, all morale checks. I don't think any of these are going to apply. Disorder routed, half string less. Leader, road march, Prussian surprise. Okay, no. Now we go to table 3, pre-melee. I wonder if I'm doing this right, but I'm coming right down here, not being charged in the flank. Well, it's not charged at all. Defender in skirmish formation. That is us. So they get a -6 die roll modifier. And do we use the strength modifier? I guess. We know we're at 5-1, right? So defenders -9. So are we at -15? Alright, I'm gonna go with it. I think it's -9 for the strength differential and -6. This one I understand because this huge hussar unit in column formation is advancing on the light infantry there. That would be pretty intimidating. This one I'm actually not sure about. Maybe it's meant to reflect the fact that units in skirmish formation don't feel the protection of a more massed formation. I'm not sure. Not sure about that at all. But let's go with -15 on the morale check. 15. So I'm not positive, but I believe that haven't been doing very good on I believes recently, but I think, okay, so they drastically fail their morale check. So I think that they are disordered, and now it's faced as if it is in column. So does that mean it stays in the skirmish? Well, no. I am not sure how that works. But in other words, when they recover, well, what do they come out as? I guess maybe that's under recovery. I don't know, but it clearly says they're faced as if in column, although of course they're not in column, but faced as if in column. And now we're going to go through the first normal disorder effects. So it then retreats. 3 movement points or 1 hex, whichever move is further away. So 1, 2, 3, I guess they can do that. Let me double. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go straight off the movement cost table and say that the infantry there would have to pay 2 extra to go down that slope. And so that would be too much. So I think they go 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. And then the attackers would advance. I think that's how that's supposed to work.